Welcome everybody to the Honest Creative Podcast. I have a super exciting guest that is very close to my heart today. And I'm super excited to talk to her and really show you guys what we've talked about all this time in private, but now showing it to the world. And that is my one and only girlfriend, mookipearl. Woo! mookipearl! Welcome to the Honest Creative Podcast. How do you feel?
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, of course. And today we have a few questions prepared for you and for you to answer to show our viewers. But before we do so, my first question, you got to answer it very quickly, is what do you think of when I say the color blue?
I'm the one who behind the camera for a lot of time, but I never thought about the answer myself. So the color blue, I think about the animation.
Which animation?
Oh, what is that from Pixar? The one that cried? Soul.
Soul. Okay. Why does it make you think of Soul?
Oh, because the sequel is coming soon.
Sequel is coming soon. Soul's the movie of the jazz, right? Like the jazz one. I'm pretty sure that's the one, right? He's playing jazz. The main character is like a...
No, the main character is Riley, and she play hockey, and she have emotion inside her head as a few characters.
That is not...
Oh, that's Joy.
That's Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Oh
Right.
my gosh. Okay, so you think of Inside Out and especially the blue character?
Yes.
And that... Sadness, right? Okay. That is a very interesting answer, and you got the movie wrong, but that's okay because you're being honest. And by being honest, we are rewarding you with the Honest Creative Sticker. Thank you so much for joining my podcast. To anyone out there, she's usually the one behind the camera, but today we'd love to have her here in front of the camera. Look at that. Welcome to the community.
Yes.
Oh, you can take it off later.
No, I want to stick it.
Okay, yeah, sure. There we go. Yep. Okay. Make sure it stays on there. Beautiful. Certified Honest Creative.
เหมือนเสื้อหมีภูเลยอะ
Well, let's get right into it. I think one of the most intriguing questions that a lot of people have about you is, how did you get started? How did you come across this creative career? And what is that moment that sparked this entire journey?
I have been studying in aviation university for 4 years, and I have been thinking about being a YouTuber for a long time, but I didn't get to study about it, or I just have that dream that, I want to speak like this in front of camera. When I do makeup, I would say something like, แล้วก็อย่าลืมทำวิงแบบนี้ด้วยนะคะ Like thinking about that, it's very inspiring because nowadays I'm the one who do that, and I've never realized how much I have come from that day. And yeah, the reason and the thing that sparked me to do it, it's when I get to know a person that can that inspire me to do it. That person is you.
Hey, shout out to myself on this podcast. But other than me, I remember you were telling me that you watch a lot of YouTubers, right? So can you mention maybe the top one that comes to your head when it comes to, wanting to be a YouTuber? Who inspired you?
I think she's everyone's favorite. Her name is Best Dress. She's a YouTuber since 2017, if I didn't get it wrong. And she's my favorite YouTuber. But I would never actually do it if I don't have you. I really want to talk about this because มันเกิดกับทุกคนใช่ไหมแบบว่าเราอยากจะทำอะไรสักอย่างหนึ่งแต่เราก็ไม่เคยที่จะลองทำมันสักทีมันเป็นเพราะอะไรยูไม่ได้ไกด์ไม่ได้มีไกด์ที่ถูกไม่ได้มีเมนเทอร์ที่ถูกต้องที่จะแนะนำเส้นทางยูให้ไปในที่ที่ถูกทางยูแค่ wanted and imagine things that's never happened.
I think that's true because a lot of people I interview on this podcast, they all started because someone else did it first and someone else that was close to them did it first. And from seeing that happen, that motivates them to create for themselves, right? So I think that's beautiful, and I'm really happy you're on this journey because I think you're born to do this. Like you are natural in front of the camera, and you have that energy that people want to see and want to feel through the screen. Right? So I think it would be a waste if you don't get into, creating for yourself, creating content. It'd be a waste of your life, I think, because this is what I feel like this is what you're meant to do, and I'm really happy you're here. Yeah. And speaking of, this is what you're meant to do. To me, you are very confident in front of the camera. Like when a camera comes out, you're like you know what you're doing, right? But has that always been the case? Has it always been like that?
I think that's come out as a model job. I have that skill when if you're in front of camera, you will make anything to make yourself look better in front of camera. Like you will like make an eye contact with the camera for a few times, or make your angle and how you said look better in front of camera. It's just come naturally. I don't know how.
But I'll tell you what, 99% of people don't think that comes natural, because a lot of people I work with, they're like, oh, I'm so shy in front of camera, but you said it comes natural to you.
Oh yeah, maybe because I watch a lot of YouTuber, and in a mirror by myself, a lot of girls do that. Like just do makeup and talking to someone in the mirror. It's
Right.
like talking to yourself, right?
Yeah, I definitely see that all the time. I'm just like, who are you talking to? Like, are you hallucinating? But yeah, okay. I think one of the really cool things about seeing you work is that you can see all the behind the scenes of what it goes into making a video, into making content. Because it's not just wake up, turn on the camera, start talking, right? It's all about preparing, outlining, makeup, getting the ideas ready. What do you think is the most important part if you want to create content?
For me, for speaking content, I used to be that girl who just put in a camera in front of her and just speak whatever comes to mind, because that's what I thought a lot of YouTubers do. That's what Ashley do in her YouTube. Just be natural, but all of that is just come out as what you want to say. It's not just you sitting there and talking anything to the camera. Every topic that you want to say, you already talk about it once again with yourself, and you hope that what all your thoughts come out as valuable to yourself in the future. Like it should be valuable to someone, even that person is yourself.
It seems to me that creating is more about documenting than about showing to you. Is that the case?
Right. It's more of documenting about anything that you're พบเจอจาก experience.
I think the beauty of creating in this environment and in this era is that everything you record, everything you create and you post online, it's going to be there forever. And I know it sounds scary, but it can also be beautiful in the way that 10 years on, you look back at this video, you're like, oh my God, I used to be this person, right? Do you think posting and sharing things online, is that scary to you?
Have you ever filmed yourself like 10 years ago and you go back and look at it and see how much you changed? That's what I feel about being in front of camera nowadays. When you record yourself to the internet, or even like keep it to yourself, when you go back and see, you're gonna see how different you are now and how far you have come. And it's beautiful to see that. It's so beautiful to see that, actually. And I have never realized that until now.
We're going to move back to a previous topic. You said you always wanted to do YouTube, but you were in school, right? Why didn't you just try to do it? Like, why didn't you just try to film and upload? Is there a reason that stopped you?
My dream is to become an air traffic controller, as I promised my beloved grandfather. I would say something like, oh, I want to be this person who work in aviation industry, and I only have this as my passion. I do not know. During COVID, there's a lot of things going on, and I could try a lot of things that's new to me, even modeling and even making videos, cool video, fashion video that I loved. There's a lot of stuff more that I can do, and I feel enjoying doing it. And I talk about my grandfather, like, oh, I have found this passion, and I show him like what I do, right? That's just what I would love to talk to my loved ones.
Right.
And he would say something like, wow, you're doing great, you're doing good. He was like, yeah, you're really good at this. But as I promised him already, I was like, oh, I want to be air traffic controller, and so something like that. So now apparently when he was really sick, he was like, you can do a lot more. You don't have to be in aviation industry, and it's also COVID. Aviation is not doing really good that time. We were airlines losing a lot of money, and planes ก็อยู่ที่ลานจอด So yeah, maybe you try what you like. And that word just really stuck with me because at that moment I don't really know. I just try and I like it, but I don't know it could be my career. I don't know it's actually working because I never have my hands on my toe tap in that career, It's very new to me as someone who want to work 9 to 5. That's a dream.
Wow, I think you touch on a really good point, which is people who've never tried, they will never know.
Right.
And I feel like there's a lot of people out there who, are doing the things they don't like because maybe they kept a promise to themselves or to their family. But at the end of the day, if you're not happy, you're just kind of working away in your life and you're not living up to anything that's honest to yourself, right?
That's what I think. I have come to that moment that I have to rethink about all of this. Once I almost graduated, when I was a senior in university, after COVID, I go back to study and I don't have that passion anymore, the old passion that I want to be this air traffic controller in works in Suvarnabhumi Airport. I was like, yeah, I want to try new things. Why I am studying hard for this. So I'm going to do both ways. I'm going to be, who's that girl? The country music girl.
Taylor Swift?
Who worked 2 lives.
Cardi B? Wait.
Hannah Montana. Oh. She, Cardi B. What is that? What the fuck? Cardi B.
No, I was I thought you were I was thinking of Beyonce because she had this new country music that just came out.
Oh.
This ain't Texas.
Her new album is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, just go back to what I'm saying. Yeah, like a Hannah Montana. She's like living life as a been student ธรรมดา แล้วอีก another life is just like superstar or something like that. And I worked so hard during my seniors year. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a shoot, and then I'm gonna do content, and then I'm gonna go back and study a lot because it's really hard for me. When you lost passion about something, I am very true to myself. I'm like, I'm gonna start sleeping in class now. It's something like that. Like you lost passion and you notice yourself that you don't really like it anymore, but you keep doing it because you need to graduate.
Okay, I think it's interesting to talk about in the class of your aviation school. A lot of people are still trying to do aviation, right? A lot of people are still, okay, I'm in this industry. I spent 4 years learning about aviation. I should at least do it. I think you're one of the very little people who step out of the comfort zone and tried something new, and it's working out for you. And my question is, do you think your friends are judging you? Do you think they support you? What's the reaction with your friends there?
Once you get lazy in class, they will notice because it's a simulation class and everyone has to help each other to be air traffic controller and pilot. About my job, it's you have to communicate with pilots and air traffic controllers. It's our job to give the service to pilot. We have to direct them where to go, direct them in the sky, where they have to take any routes. Like we have to work together. And once you get lazy, it's actually show on your work, on your exam, on your grades. And they were like really asking me like, you want to do this? And I'm like, yeah. I say that because I have to keep going or I just stop, right? So it's more of like เพราะว่า education ของ my school มันต้อง you cannot switch major, you know, like a lot of school you can switch major and study something else, but from my school you have to finish it. And I'm so glad it's the last year of my university, so I just keep going. And yeah, but it's really show and affect people around me because it's really specific job, and if you dream to be it, you really have to have a certain mind and a certain personality, and sometimes egoism, and it's affect your creativity absolutely. So once I went to an internship in Utapao Airport, I came out 100% that I want to try new things instead of air traffic controllers. And they were like, oh, that's great for you. And yeah, you just have to listen to the people that good to give advice, not people that making you feel like you're not worth it. Right? You just have to listen to someone that give you positivity and เขาเรียกว่าอะไรนะแบบฟังอยู่เพื่อที่จะเป็นกระจกให้อยู่ไม่ใช่ฟังอยู่เพื่อที่จะสะท้อนแต่สิ่งแย่ๆออกมา it's really hard for me at first, but I met a lot of people during my internship year, people who actually work as air traffic controller there. Thank you to all the instructors. They were so good. I came out to talk to them and I would say something like, I don't think it's like mean for me to be in this role. And he was like, ใครๆก็ทำได้ as my friends, they even like can't hold the mic for too long and they like stunned by really hard traffic. They can't even speak or direct the plane, but it's a team. If you not do it, you're gonna have like ground control do it for you. You're gonna have like, it's just not you, only you in that situation. You have your team, and that's what made me realize, oh, it's not just you working here alone. You have people around you that help you to achieve this, to direct the planes on the ground. So จะพูดไงดีสรุปแล้วคือคนรอบตัวยูสำคัญกับตัวยูมากแล้วยูก็ไม่ได้ alone in any situation.
Wow, beautifully put together. And I almost forgot what my question was, but I wanted to, because you said you want to surround yourself with people who will bring the best out of you. And there's sometimes, especially when you put yourself out there, there's going to be people who don't like what you're doing, who hate what you're doing. And they're going to leave some nasty comments, right? I'm sure that happened to you. And I'm curious, how do you overcome, or what's your perspective on these hate comments?
For hate comment, okay, listen to me carefully. If you want to be fashionable and you happen to end up dressed in a funky dress the next day, and people are gonna be like, what are you wearing? Who are you trying to impress today? Yeah, you're gonna get reaction, whatever you do, right? So put yourself out there on social media. People around you gonna even react to that, like, what are you doing? And it's okay, it's happened, it's natural. It's not like, if you keep being yourself every day and you not change, yeah, they're not gonna notice and you're gonna be simple. If you want to try something, also they're gonna have a comment on it. Even it's a compliment, even it's a bad comment, it's gonna affect you because you try something new. And when you try something new, it affects on you. You feel.
So regardless of whether you're doing the same thing or different thing, people are always gonna comment, right? So you're saying that we should, people are gonna comment. So what? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying if you keep doing it, like, if you're trying to dress more fashionable, the next day you end up dressing below meaning, like funny and weird. People are gonna comment on that. But like 7 days after, you try new dress, you try new outfit, you wearing costume. Are they gonna like keep coming and say it every freaking day?
Right.
No, they're gonna get used to it. They're gonna be like, oh, she's just like that because she loves fashion. She's just like that. I know. Because she's love clothing.
Right. So staying true to yourself, and if you just try to keep true to yourself, then people realize that, and they're just like, oh, okay, then they just accept for you for who you are, right? Yeah, I think that's something that's really hard in the social media world, because I feel like there's so many people who say they're true to yourself but are still doing what the comments are like telling them to do, right?
I think that's why we have social media now. Because for me, you cannot find people that surround you who value the things that you like. Like I cannot find those people from my family. I cannot find those people from my close friends. But those people are in internet and social media. Whatever you put it out there, those people are gonna find a way to come to you and comment on your post like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, I think that's how we all want to live our life. We want to be surrounded by people who share the same mindset.
And internet help that.
Exactly. I think if we try to do modeling or photography 50 years before, no one's gonna, like, the people around us don't do that, so they're not gonna care or give a shit, right? But these days, you put one thing out there, you could get someone from Lithuania, you can get someone from Kazakhstan, you can get someone from the States, right? Anyone can come to you and support you because they vibe or they find the same energy in your content.
And once you have that, not even you love what you're doing more, you also gain confidence and want to keep doing it. Isn't that inspiring and isn't that fun?
I think you are someone who really cares about your supporters, and people who support you. Do you think building a community is important as being a creator or being an artist or a model?
For me, I dream to have a community that I can talk to them as a big sister, because I'm the youngest in the family and I really want to have someone to talk to, like, about anything. And yeah, it's just amazing if you have those people who you can be a role model and you can talk to, and just don't have to be a role model, just be friends. And yeah, that's just what I want to have.
The reason I bring up community is because part of our work, a lot of times, we're like 89% of the time, we're actually alone. Like, we're alone editing, we're alone trying to find location scouting, we're alone trying to get things done, like run errands. And having that community makes us feel like, okay, we're not alone. There's people behind us that are supporting us, cheering on for us, right? Because I know from experience that freelancing is a lonely career. Like, it's not like you're a 9 to 5 and there's people around you, trying to do the same thing, right? You have to have, as a freelancer, that community. And do you think you found that community yet, or are you still, trying to find it?
I think as someone who want to build an audience, I want to have my own community that we all can have, like, take advice and talk and be shares to each other, but compliments to each other. But I also feel like I already have my community too. I'm surrounded by you. I'm surrounded by people who make great content, and they are content creator, and they're photographer, they're cinematic photographer. Like, those people inspire me a lot too, not just the community itself. And I spend a lot more time with you guys. So I think what I have right now is already make me to be a better person every day, and that's the goal of what I'm doing every day.
That's good. I like that. And I also want to build upon that, which is because you're surrounded by these beautiful people, these talented people, do you ever feel like, damn, I have to achieve what they're doing, like I have to get to their level? Or do you think everyone's on their journey? What is your perspective on that?
It's so good for me to see my friends achieve something. I'm so happy for them. But when you see someone who's not your friends and they achieve something, you're gonna be like, I'm jealous.
Right.
and everyone's jealous and it's okay. Have you ever jealous of someone and then you like hate them and comments about them in public? That you hate them? No. Or if someone do that, it's actually okay. It's not okay, but I mean, I know that when people leave a bad comment on you or like being a haters, it shows a lot about yourself that you have some struggle with yourself. That's why you like put it out there on social media. But I want to suggest that these jealousy can turn into inspiration. And, when you're jealous of someone and that's mean you have a shared goal with them. You want to have the thing that they already have. It reflects on you a lot, what you want to have in the future or what you intended to do. So dive in that. See the beauty in it and what you want. Talk to yourself. You can learn so much about yourself and you can set goal for your new future.
Wow, that's a really Miss Universe answer. I think that was really good. I think the thing you said that hit me was, if you have jealousy, that means you have the same goal. And when I'm thinking about it, that's like, damn, yeah, that's very true. And I'm also curious, why is it that if our friend succeeds, we're happy, but if it's someone that's a stranger succeed, then you're jealous? Like, what's the difference there? Because they're both, everyone has the same goal. But
What do you think?
I think when our friend succeeds and we feel happy, it's because we understand where they're coming from, what they've been through to get there. But because it's a stranger, we're like, oh wow, like you just did that out of nowhere because you have money or because you have those connections. But then deep down, maybe they went through a lot to get there, but we don't know that story. And that brings us to the point that's why you got to put yourself out there, put your story out there. So people don't just think, oh, you just got rich parents, you just got good connections. No, you worked for it. But you got to show people you worked for it, or else they're just going to be jealous and hate on you. Right?
That's a beautiful story, actually. Yeah. That's a beautiful story. When you see someone who coming from nothing or just doesn't have any knowledge at all, and they coming up this, and you're going to be like, wow, how did they come up there? Oh, because you did all of this. And it's beautiful to see how much they come. And like, just think about yourself. If you develop yourself to be good and you go back and look at it once you never like have anything before, you're going to be proud of yourself too. When you see other people, you're proud of them. You see yourself, you're proud of yourself. Yeah, that's just what I want to put out. But it's not really...
No, that's good. That's good. Question, I think right? It does. It puts into perspective. I heard of this quote online before, which is, in this career, we get to a certain point where, we have our high standards. We know a lot. We're very professional in our own career, in our own profession. It's the same as like you're climbing a mountain. We start off as having nothing, at ground zero, at the bottom of the mountain. And then when you're working and you're getting better at your craft, you're climbing up the mountain. And once you get to the top of the mountain, it's like when you're a professional, when you are a very high quality artist in your environment. And that means you're at the top of the mountain. The beauty is you're at the top of the mountain. But the bad thing is, when you're at the top of the mountain, you can only see outside and you see all the mountains that are also there. Like all the high places that you can see.
Just keep looking for higher.
Yeah. But the problem I'm trying to get to is you don't really look down. You don't look down of how far you've come, right? And I think if creators start to envision themselves on top of the mountain, but also remember to look down at where they came from, it helps them appreciate their work better and appreciate, the career and the journey they've been through. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Because I have said this before, like the act of unnoticed that you came so far and you มีช่างแต่งหน้าคนหนึ่ง there's a makeup artist tell me about I'm scared to post new work because I don't think it's good enough. Maybe her or him feel like they're in the top of the mountain and they can only produce the best work.
Yes, good point.
The best work, right? And they never really appreciate, oh, there's a people who don't even know how to achieve that there. And you could be the one who like look at yourself too, how much you have come. Oh, I'm here and I should put the work out there so the people, the rest of them can see your work.
Right. Wow, that's beautiful. I think.
So if you have good work, just put it out there. Don't be scared that it's not good enough. You have come so far that you have to put it out and people are gonna appreciate your art.
The reason we're hard on ourselves is because the better we get, the higher standard we set for ourselves. But that standard is like a moving objective, right? It just keeps moving. And at a certain point, our standard is here. And we're scared to post because it's not up to our standard. But our work is like here. It's like already really good, right? So the people down here would definitely think, oh my God, this is the best. But you are looking down from above, right? So, just having to deal with that emotion is part of this being an artist, right? Yeah.
I'm not an artist myself, but I feel like a lot of creators talk.
You're an artist. Why don't you think you're an artist?
I am an artist.
If you're creating, if you're making something out of nothing and showing your perspective to the world, I believe you're an artist.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
You're modeling. Modeling is an art. It's not like everyone can pose in front of the camera.
But like, I just appreciate those people who put the work out there. And yeah, I didn't really think about myself that way, but thank you for saying that.
I think for you, the work is you. You are the work. You are the work of art that you're trying to put out. So if you're putting yourself out there, it means you're putting your work out there. You know what I mean? Because you are the model. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because
yeah.
I'm not gonna put myself out there. I'm ugly. I mean, I'm not. I don't think I'm. You know what I mean? If I want to put myself out there, I'm gonna put my art out there. It's like that's who I am. You know what I mean? But for you, you're the model. Like
You're showing me that what I have right now is very, very valuable, and I should be proud of it, right?
Yeah, not everyone is confident in their looks. If I'm being honest, I'm not confident in my looks. I'm not out there taking selfies about unless we're eating dinner and stuff like with my friends.
Wait, what's the question? Is it about how much you have come?
It's how much you have come, and then we come to a point where it's about the standards we set ourselves and why we're comfortable sharing or not comfortable sharing our work, right? And I'm saying you're the work because you are the model. But for me, it's different. I think my work is the stuff I create with the camera and not me necessarily. So I think that's just the difference on where we're standing at right now.
Like whenever we're talking about this, I always share opinions to you, not where from I'm coming from as a model, but in the perspective of if I was a photographer myself. So I never think about it. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. You have come to a point where you're working with a lot of notable brands and brands that people only dream of working with, right? And my question is, how do these brands find you?
Social media shows that where does it come from, right? So most of them come from Instagram. And when I look back to Instagram, how they come to this platform, it's because I post content on there. And what content that I post, it's just me being myself. It's just me film myself, or you film me, or I take photo and I post and I want to share something. I do everything on there. How I started, it's just from I don't have anyone to share this geek what I love about, and I just have a social media on there, and I just put it as a like, hey, this is something that I like, and I, how would I want to say, how I started it. It's when I was in university and I want to try new clothing and fashion. But I don't think that people that surround me interested in that, and they don't really care about fashion. They don't really care about makeup. And I just like, I also want to be related to them. I don't really care about this, but I will have this tiny space of me to talk about it. So I started Instagram and I said, I love fashion and clothing, and this is where I will be posting all the stuff that I like. And if you don't like, you don't have to follow me on Instagram. You can like have like all my friends, you can add me on Facebook. It's okay.
Okay.
And the way that I put it out there is because I know there's gonna be people judging me about how I dress, how I do my makeup, because I just started out and I want to have this space just for me and don't want any people to judge me on this. And yeah, and how I keep doing what I'm doing, how I have such a space that I can be myself. 2 years later, I have work inquiry from that place.
Okay, that was good. Okay, cool. What would an ideal content creator day looks like?
I just want to. Okay, I wanna say it and I cannot do it. I had this beautiful ideal that I once did. I woke up not very early, but I woke up, called my boyfriend, and he was like, let's go in town and meet up with our friends. And all those friends are our like creative space. They are my creative space. Whenever I met someone who creative stuff, and it just make me feel good that I could be with them and they inspire me to do things. Because all days and every day of my life, I always watching YouTube and I always imagine if I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to put font like this, I want to talk like this. I watch it a lot, but I didn't take it in and put the work out there. But when I meet these people, these creators, they could just inspire me to do it like at that moment. And it just feels so good that you get all those energy and you just do it. This is perfect day for me. Just to meet people that they inspire me to do it right at that moment.
Nice.
And when I go back home, I just do it. Anything couldn't stop me from doing it.
Nice. Nice. Okay, so we're nearing the end of this podcast, and I think you gave me some great answers. I'm also, in the learning phase, and I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this are learning, to be a creative themselves, to have this as a potential career. Is there any tips or guidelines you can give them to help them achieve, what you're achieving today?
My philosophy is find the right mentor, find the right people that will be sharing the same goal with, or even it's not the same goal, just be with the people that inspiring you to do what you like.
How do you find those kind of people?
Through nurturing and
What is that? Black magic.
manifesting. I have never used that word. I never really manifested. But I love when people make me cry. I love people when they make me feel about something, and I really appreciate it. Even like someone that I'm jealous of, or someone that I look up to, or someone that I loved, those people inspiring me to do something great. And I just want to be the greatest, and these are the resources that I could be the better person every day.
All right, find people who will nurture you and help you feel like you want to become the greatest, right? Awesome. And speaking of being the greatest, any goals or things you're looking to achieve to become the greatest in the coming year?
I have said this so many times that I want to be a YouTuber. YouTuber.
How's that going right now?
I'm very new to editing, but everyone says I'm doing pretty great. So I'm going to keep doing it.
Nice, nice. There you have it. Mookie Pearl becoming a YouTuber and trying to find the mentor that will nurture her in this career, in this creative journey. So thank you again, my girlfriend, my lovely girlfriend, and to you guys, Mookie Pearl, for coming on this podcast. I've learned a lot in this podcast about, myself and yourself. And I'm sure the people out there listening have learned a lot about you that they don't really see that part of you, right? So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully it was a good experience talking to the camera with someone. I think it's easier, like chatting wise. And definitely see you again on the future episodes. Signing out. Thank you so much. Bye bye.